Well, with all due respect to the arguments on moral equivalency with respect to Iran, the reality is that this is a government that starts its morning prayers with death to America, death to Israel. And the Ayatollah makes it clear he means it. So yes, we should try to remove the plank from our eye, but we should not remove our eyes from the fact that what we have in terms of policy being directed from the Ayatollah and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is a policy that calls for the destruction of the United States of America. Now, Mr. Speaker, this has a powerful goal, this bill, and it is to expose the corrupt nature of the Iranian regime. But when we talk about why, the answer is because the personnel responsible for carrying out these assassinations that have us concerned, for carrying out terror, are in fact the leadership in Iran of these organizations that we attempt to identify here. That is the job of doing research, terror research, and cutting off terror finance. That's what we're supposed to be doing. This regime claims to be more than a government. It claims to be a revolution. They call themselves the Islamic Revolution. But when you look at it closely, as this bill requires the Treasury Department to do, the regime in Tehran resembles something else, a criminal enterprise. Because from the Supreme Leader to the Revolutionary Guard, these so-called servants of the revolution control 1/3 of the Iranian economy because they seized it. They seized everybody's private property in terms of these companies. The Supreme Leader's empire alone is worth $95 billion. This is called the execution of Imam Khomeini's order, or Satat. It holds stakes in just about every sector of the Iranian industry, including finance, oil, telecommunications. And these funds are not simply used to enrich Iranian officials. That's not our problem here. It's not that they're propping up their regime. It's thanks to Iran's lack of money laundering control, they are easily used to destabilize the entire region. That's what they're doing now. By funding terrorism abroad and fueling Iran's ballistic missile program at home, these ICBMs, by the way, they announce are intended for us. So that's why, as this bill says, the Treasury Department, and the bill notes this, has identified Iran as a jurisdiction of primary money laundering concern. This means that any transaction with Iran risks supporting the regime's ongoing illicit activities, their terrorist activities. And I thank my colleague, Mr. Poliquin, for introducing this bill, and Chairman Henseling for working with us